Welcome into another one-on-one session here at OKPreps Media Day. I'm Michael Knight, standing here with Newcastle standout Cade Thompson, the third and final of the standout Thompsons. We've had Kendall Thompson, we've had Casey Thompson, now we have Cade. Cade, talk about the Thompson family legacy, man. You're the next man up as a potential star here in Oklahoma. Your two older brothers, they went through it. Your dad went through it back in the day. Just talk about being a part of this family and the legacy you guys have.
It's definitely, like a high standard. You can't be lazy. You got to work out and do what you got to do. Keep your grades up, and they're all used to it. So, I have a lot of teaching, and I get a lot of mentorship, and it's all good. The family. We try to stay tight and just keep God first, school and football. So it's pretty good.
At this time last year, you and Casey moved and transferred to Newcastle. How has that transition been? You guys put up a lot of points and a lot of yards last year on offense. How has the transition been from large school football to somewhat smaller at Newcastle?
I would say the only difference is probably the student population. If you want, the talent is about the same. But one of the main things I saw was the crowd. It's more, with more schools, it's more of a game, and with the 4A school, it's more of a town kind of gathering, and it's kind of what they do for the whole day. They're just, they're cooking out and they're tailgating, so it's a really good atmosphere. With Coach Brinkman over there, it was he brings that 6A mentality, and he's real smart, and he knows what he's doing with the offense and the whole team, really.
What has to happen for you guys to take that next step? Because, again, you put up huge numbers last year, but the defense also gave up some big numbers as well. What has to happen for you guys to take that next step and become one of the contenders in Class 4A?
We got to have our defense doing the same thing as our offense is doing. And, we didn't have the best year on defense, but, we're definitely going to get better, and that's definitely one of our key things to focus on this year is having both sides, and really, special teams, defense, and offense, all doing what they're supposed to do, so we can get as much wins as we can, and hopefully try to make our first playoff run in a while. I don't believe we've had one in a while, so that'd be good to get on board this year and show everybody what Newcastle's all about.
What was this spring like for you? Kind of first full spring practice with this team. I'm assuming, some schools started coming in as far as colleges and things like that. How was this spring for you?
It was real good. I got to get with the team, and, everything's good. We look good, and we have a new guy. We have, a couple new guys, young guys coming in and looking to, do big things for us this year. And, so, everything's good, and we're just ready to get going. We got team camp this week, and, we're ready to get things rolling and, get a little break after that and get into summer workouts, and we'll be right on the season then, so it's all good.
Now, finally, are you a superstitious guy at all? You got any pregame rituals or anything like that? Or you got to do the same thing the same way?
I like to have a whole bunch of water. I usually carry around a gallon of water. I try to drink about 2 of those before the day before the game. And
I was about to say 2 gallons of water the day of a game.
No,
that's a little dangerous.
I like to chug down 2 gallons the day before the game. And then I like to be swagged out. Got to have the tape, got to have the visor, the towel, all that. Got to be swagged out. Got to play, got to look good, feel good, play good. And then the last thing I would say is probably, this might be a little weird to somebody, but I like Kid Cudi, I like Weeknd, I like Drake, I like Travis Scott. That's my music for the game, and it'll get me focused and get me going.
The weirdest music I've heard, doing these things is classical, like Beethoven, Mozart. So Kid Cudi, Drake, that's kind of like,
a lot of people are
status quo.
A lot of people get on my head about listening to Weeknd, but you got to slow it down sometimes. You got to have that Travis Scott vibe. You got to have that Weeknd vibe.
Hey, whatever works. You guys put up a lot of yards, a lot of points last year, so whatever worked last year, we'll see what you guys can do this year. Cade, thanks for coming out. I'm Michael Knight, and this has been another one-on-one session here at OKPreps Media Day.